So I'll ask you two questions. One is how you are thinking about AI. And then the follow-up to that are what are some of the exciting projects either recently released or that you can talk about soon to be released?
Yeah, I think broadly on AI, I will say I think I join the larger development community that's been very skeptical and hands I wouldn't say against, but like watching with caution and trying to figure out where it's all going to go, what it's going to be able to do. I think if you pay attention to the market the last especially 6 months, there's been transformational changes in the models that are out there, and it's really changing pretty much everyone's expectation of what's possible and how it's going to align with the future. So I will just say openly, I think that AI is more transformational than most people think, and I think a lot of the ways that it's being used by companies right now is like just scratching the surface of what's going to be coming. So I think we're heavily in the process of not just building what I would call table stakes features that are now just super common amongst EHRs, maybe not in the Chiro space yet, but you see what people are doing out in the space. I think we talked a little bit about soap note transcribe things in the past, and I've got my own take on it. But I think we're looking at we will have some sort of scribe in the next call it quarter. But I think that's a thing that initially was very resistant to, but I think the last time we talked, I even talked about why chiropractors are probably not going to use scribes, and I think we've solved some of that. So I think I'm really excited about the scribe stuff we're working on. We are working on a virtual assistant, which again is very common. It is becoming more and more common every day with these things. So we're going to have some of those just table stakes features, but I think we're really looking a little bit deeper into not just features and functionalities, but what is kind of the future of AI and how does it sit in here. I think I would be a little more vague on that one, but I think that it's just going to be a way more integral part of everything instead of just being like, I'm going to use AI for this one little feature. I think that over the next year, you're going to see AI kind of come alongside everything and be pretty much integrated in every single piece of the platform to some degree.
I think that's powerful. I love to hear it. Regarding this, this is one of my favorite questions, which is what is a feature or benefit within ChiroHD that you love that you find is dramatically underutilized by docs using ChiroHD?
Yeah, so I think one of the ones I was actually just looking at some of those today because I knew we were going to have this conversation. I think one of the big ones is that I think it's been almost 2 years now. We rolled out our advanced dashboards, like reporting dashboards, and that's something that we just recently rolled out analytics on the platform so that we could see what people use, what they're looking at and stuff. And we see that one very vastly underused. We have different pieces there. We have trend charts that kind of give you picture month over month, year over year, quarter over quarter that a lot of people don't pay attention to. It also breaks down things like time of appointment. So if you're looking at how quickly you're getting someone from checked in to adjusted to checked out, like we have those metrics in there. We also have things like breakdown of income by referral sources. So, who's making, when you're looking at who's being referred into clinics, how they're being referred in, whether that's a Facebook ad or a personal referral, you can see like actually what that translates to in spend in your office so that you can optimize your marketing campaigns. But those dashboards have just a wealth of information in them, and we see just a very light usage on them. So it's one of those things that we're trying to do some things to make everyone sure that they're aware that they're there. But they're great. They've got a ton of information. I think like that's a very underutilized part of the system.
Yeah, analytics are so critical and so often overlooked, I think, by docs in practice. So that's a power feature for sure. Thanks so much for checking out that interview. If you liked it, we have plenty more available. You can check out the next interview right here.